Welcome to your Astrology Forecast, Tarot Reading, and Yoga class for the next 2 weeks. That is from March 18th to April 1st. This is everything that's happening astrologically because there is a lot happening astrologically over the next 2 weeks. We're going to do a tarot check-in, and then at the end of this, there will be a yoga class to channel those energies. Now, I'm doing the next 2 weeks. Usually I do this on a weekly basis, but I am going to be in Salem, Massachusetts this week for my Witchcraft and Wellness Retreat, so I am just getting this done for the next 2 weeks since I will be out of town. So, hi, if you're new here, welcome. If you're old here, welcome back. My name is Natasha, also known as Nourish Natasha. Now, you might be used to my kind of dark hair with like the silver tips. I am in my ashy blonde, almost silver era because I'm trying to get to that Targaryen silver hair again. So this is the first step. I actually kind of like this color. I prefer to be like white silver, like Targaryen silver, but look, if you have dark hair and you're trying to get to silver and you've been through the bleaching process before, you know how it is. But my stylist killed it. My hair is so healthy after sitting there for 10 hours of bleach. Like, look, what more could you ask for, you know? Anywho, yeah, so let's get into the astrology for the next 2 weeks because, y'all, there's a lot of stuff. There is a lot of stuff happening. There's a lot. So actually, as of March 18th, by the way, my birthday was March 16th. So, you know, and I always forget about St. Patrick's Day because I'm like, my birthday trumps that. But anyways, March 18th is when the Mercury retrograde shadow starts. So yes, I know, my friends, we have a Mercury retrograde coming up. Mercury retrograde actually starts on April 1st. So April Fool's Day, Mercury retrograde in Aries. But the shadow period starts on the 18th. So you're going to start to notice the things kind of going haywire. You know, Mercury is our planet of communication, technology, travel. So that's why those things kind of go wonky during Mercury retrograde. So you're going to start to notice that. And then with it being in Aries, I am actually an Aries Mercury. It's going to be a lot of fiery communication. It's going to be, you might say things without thinking. You might get really heated. You know, the key to Mercury retrograde, and I know we all panic about Mercury retrograde, but you know, it's just energy to work with. And the key is to not let the frustrations get the best of you. And all retrogrades are, honestly, it doesn't matter what planet it is, you know, depending on the planet and depending on the sign, it has kind of different themes. But all in all, retrogrades are just about reflecting on the past. You know, it allows us to kind of revisit things that happened in the past. This is why, you know, you're going to hear a lot from Mercury retrograde, like the exes come back sort of situation. Don't text your ex. That's like Mercury retrograde rule number 1. Don't give in. But these things from the past come back to be like, did you learn your lesson? Can we reevaluate that? Can we, you know, kind of look at those things from the past to make sure we want to keep them in the past, or do we want to bring them with us? That kind of vibe. And then, of course, like I said, especially Mercury retrograde, technology, travel, and communication just kind of gets haywire. So back up your stuff, triple check your travel plans, you know, don't text your ex, and just use the time to reevaluate the past. Other than that, on March 19th, we have our spring equinox or Astara. You know, I see like every different way to pronounce Astara, Astara, Astera. You're going to see a bunch of different pronunciations of it. It's our spring equinox. This is when spring begins, and it's also the first day of Aries season. So we're leaving Pisces, entering Aries. This is the astrological new year, my friends, on March 19th. So, you know, this is the time, you know, spring cleaning, again, setting your goals, setting your intentions. You know, Pisces is the last zodiac sign on the wheel of the year. Aries is the first, and, you know, we're going from that dreamy, watery Pisces vibes to the fiery, fast, new, fresh Aries vibes. So just prepare yourself. It is kind of a bit of a jump. And we do have just things kind of moving into Aries, like Mercury moved into Aries. And again, the Mercury retrograde coming up in Aries. We do, however, on March 22nd, we have Mars moving into Pisces. So at least, you know, Mars is the planet of like aggression and kind of how we communicate our aggression and passion and like sensuality and all those things is moving into Pisces. So at least that might, I'm hoping it might like kind of calm the Mercury and Aries just a bit. But there is a but coming. We're actually in eclipse season now. So after that last new moon, that was kind of our last stop before eclipse season, and we are entering eclipse season, starting with a full moon lunar eclipse in Libra on March 25th. Now, I will have a full free yoga class and tarot reading specifically for that full moon lunar eclipse in Libra. We're just going to talk about it a little here. You know, it is in the sign of Libra. That is, it's going to be really focused on matters of the heart. It's on the Aries Libra axis, so it's going to be like our own self autonomy versus our relationships. And a lot of things might come up regarding your relationships, regarding your heart, regarding balance. Obviously, it's in Libra. And this eclipse portal, you know, eclipses are just portals that put us where we need to be. That's why you're going to hear a lot of astrologers say, don't manifest, because it can get a little chaotic. And by that, I mean a lot chaotic. But this eclipse portal actually opens in April and October of 2023. That's when we had our other eclipses in these signs. And so think about kind of what was going on in 2023 during those periods of your life. And that's what's going to continue with this lunar eclipse in Libra on March 25th. And then we have a new moon solar eclipse in Aries on April 1st. Now, I know that's a little bit after, you know, the time period for this video, but I just want to prepare you. You know, we're in this eclipse portal. Things get chaotic. You know, eclipses bring about fated events and, again, put you where you need to be, kind of whether you like it or not, especially with the retrograde coming. You know, just do not get frustrated. I know it's easier said than done. You know, it is a great time for change, and I think we're going to see a lot of things really like speed up. Especially with that new moon solar eclipse in Aries. But with this full moon lunar eclipse in Libra, we know full moons are about releasing. We know Libra rules the heart chakra. This is our chakra of balance. And it's all about that equal giving and receiving of love. And again, on that Aries Libra axis, it's like, how do you balance your own personal autonomy and your relationships and all those kind of things. So that's the theme of these next couple of weeks. Again, I know it's a lot. So there's a lot of things happening astrologically. So, you know, just prepare yourself. You know, we got this. I believe in us. Astrology is just energy to work with. And again, if you want my help, I'm always going to have yoga classes and videos like this to help you work through the energy. You could book a personal reading if you'd like. And I also have courses and ebooks and all those things available. Now, all that being said, let's get into the tarot reading part. Now, we already have the Five of Cups, and I knew the Five of Wands was going to be here. I could feel it in my bones. So we literally have like fives in the tarot are like the not so fun cards. The fives in every suit are like kind of like it's like the halfway point between like the ace and the 10. We have the Five of Wands here. You can see everybody's fighting. This is like giving that Mercury retrograde in Aries. And then we have the Five of Cups, which is a card of grief. And this is almost kind of giving the lunar eclipse in Libra, even though I know this is like a watery card. Again, it's that release of kind of matters of the heart. You know that song Total Eclipse of the Heart? I don't know why that's coming to mind. That's kind of what is reminding me of this full moon lunar eclipse in Libra. But you can see here, this dude is sad over his spilt cups. But he has two upright cups right behind him. And if you've been here on my channel, and if you've been especially in my membership, I have a membership here. We do live yoga, live tarot, live new moon and full moon workshops. This card comes up a lot. It's our stalker card, our eternal stalker card, because it is a card of grief. And you know, the reminder of the Five of Cups is that we need to turn around from those fallen cups and look at what we still have. So it's not saying get rid of your grief completely, because grief never goes away. No matter what it is you're grieving, it's always, you know, going to be a part of it inside of you, but we can turn away from it and focus on something else. It'll always be there, but we can focus on something else. So, you know, let's just get into this. What do we need to know for these next crazy couple of weeks? We got all this stuff happening, retrogrades, eclipses. And by the way, that new moon solar eclipse in Aries that's coming up is a total solar eclipse. So in North America, there is like an eclipse line basically through the country where you'll be able to see the total solar eclipse. Wear your glasses. You got to wear protective eye gear to look at the eclipse. But yeah, and the lunar eclipse in Libra is a pre-umbral eclipse, so you won't probably be able to see it. It's very slight, but it's kind of like a precursor to, we have our total blood moon eclipse next March. So I'm kind of calling this like the baby blood moon. You know, even though we won't really be able to see it, it's still like a little baby, it's a little baby blood moon eclipse. So we had two cards just yeet themselves out. Yes. Page of Pentacles and Seven of Swords and the Magician here. And these are all very golden cards. Like, look at how gold those are. Like, the background of all these cards is gold. And gold in the tarot is a good thing. I know we see the Seven of Swords and we're like, Seven of Swords. Because the Seven of Swords does get the bad rep of being the card of lying, cheating, stealing, or liars, cheaters, stealers. Because look at him. He's stealing those swords away. Look at him. He looks all sneaky sneaks. He's like, aha, I stole your swords away from battle. Now how are you going to do battle? But with the Page of Pentacles, you know, pages are generally messengers. It's the youngest, most youthful court card, the pages. And it's, to me, the Page of Pentacles is like allowing yourself to be a beginner, allowing yourself to be a student. And perhaps, you know, the Seven of Swords is also a card of tactics. And it's like, maybe you need to go back to basics, is what I'm hearing. You need to try something different. If what you are doing isn't working, like, try a different tactic. And yeah, it might seem weird or kind of like going in a roundabout sort of way, or going like behind the scenes, like in the Seven of Swords. But we have the Magician here, which is the card of alchemy and the card of manifesting what it is that you want and having all the tools at kind of your disposal. And it's like, I really think this eclipse, honestly, this eclipse season is going to ask us to do things that we have never done before, or to, even if it's something that you're like a master in, that you have done really well in, maybe it's time to try different tactics. Maybe it's time to go back to being a student, learning something new, doing something in the physical, tangible realm that kind of teaches you new things or new ways of doing things, if that makes sense. I don't know. And the golden cards, again, in the tarot are like cards of, you know, gold is kind of like luck and opportunity and, you know, just like just the color of the sun, right? So it's not too bad. I just saw the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups is also one of those gold cards. And so is the Four of Wands, which is, you know, a card of stability and foundation, and the Nine of Pentacles. Like, so it's funny to me that the Seven of Swords is a golden card when the Seven of Swords is kind of like sometimes sketchy energy. Ooh. Who's falling out here? Two of Wands and the Seven of Wands. Yeah. And the Three of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Like, literally, we're preparing for a journey. And I think that this, you know, while we lead up to eclipse season and the retrograde season, is like preparation and being prepared to fight back. The Seven of Wands is a card of defending your victory. So the Six of Wands comes before the Seven of Wands, and the Six of Wands is a card of victory, coming back from battle and coming back from war successful. And the Seven of Wands is like, you got to defend that. You got to defend that victory. You got to kind of fight back on naysayers and people that maybe want to take your place at the top. I'm hearing the America's Next Time On, like, you want to be on top? Like, you kind of got to fight for your place. I'm also hearing the Beastie Boys, Fight for Your Right to Party. My dad used to love that song, but that's kind of the vibe. And the Two of Wands, you know, you can see he has the world in his hands, another one of these golden cards, infinite possibilities. The Ace of Wands is like the spark that kind of gets us going, and the Two of Wands is like, okay, now I have the spark, I have the world in my hands, where do I go? And you might feel the need to defend yourself, or to maybe defend your ideas of the way forward, from, again, like naysayers, and again, with that Seven of Swords energy, it's like, again, it feels a little weird. It's like different tactics. You're trying something different. The people around you might be like, what are you doing? Like, they're over here stealing swords away from battle and like being weird and like going behind the scenes, and it might come off as like to other people as being almost kind of sneaky, but not in like a bad way. It's just like people are confused by what you're doing. They're like, what the heck is going on? So you might feel that you have to kind of defend yourself against that. I just realized those are both two sevens, Seven of Swords and Seven of Wands. So yeah, it's like, while you're kind of doing your thing, while people might not understand it, just be like, no, I know what I'm doing. I have the world in my hands. Like, I got this. Like, I know you might not understand it, but like, I understand it, you know? What else do we need to know? No more chaos mode cards. Okay, there's a Five of Cups again at the bottom of the deck. I just realized it's also kind of, it's not as bright gold. It's like a tan color almost. And I'm like, I know we need to process our grief. We know it. The Moon, card of Pisces. It's like reminding us that even though we're going to start, you know, a new astrological wheel, this Pisces energy of dreamy, is foggy, blah, is still here because of the eclipses. Some people argue that this is an eclipse happening on the Moon card. The only other card in the tarot that has that is the Eight of Cups. I think it's just the Moon in this case, but either way, this is eclipse energy. It's like kind of reminding us that, like, you know, in this eclipse portal, things are going to feel weird. And that's just how it is, my friends. Three of Pentacles, but reach out, phone a friend if you're feeling weird. And again, I think this is that energy that I was talking about with the full moon in Libra, the lunar eclipse in Libra, that's like, It's really all about how relationships, how you show up in relationships, your own personal things versus your relationships. You know, how can you work together with other people? Like, that's what's happening in the Three of Pentacles, is this dude is like sculpting this kind of archway, and his friends are like, wow, good job. It's also a card of job well done, of hard work, of good work. So, you know, you might find maybe you're getting some recognition for the work that you've done. Queen of Wands. We gotta move. We gotta boldly go where no man has gone before. Like, we gotta move boldly forward. That's what the Queen of Wands does. She's a queen of fire, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and she does what she wants. She's a queen of passion, of fire, of creativity. She has a little black kitty there. She has her sunflower in her hand, leading her towards her sun, her joy. You know, I love the Queen of Wands. Balanced with the King of Swords, mental clarity. It's like, you know, we have to balance these two energies in this time. And the King of Swords is air energy. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, that full moon in Libra. Queen of Wands, Queen of Fire, we have all this Aries stuff happening. It's literally the balance of those two energies. Mental clarity, intellect, and moving passionately forward. Because the Queen of Wands can be, I don't want to say reckless, but kind of a little reckless in her movements forward. And the King of Swords is like, wait, like, before you pass go, before you collect $200, just take a second to think about it. And this is literally, to me, the Six of Pentacles is what... It's Libra energy. I mean, he's literally holding the scales, even though it is an earth card, you know, pentacles. This is what the full moon lunar eclipse in Libra is all about, is equal giving and receiving. This is like a rich dude handing out coins to peasants. It is about balancing. You know, you can't always be giving and you can't always be receiving. So check in. Which energy are you in? Do you need to stay in that energy? Do you need to open yourself up to receive? Do you maybe need to close yourself off from giving for a bit? Have you been giving too much? Have you been receiving too much? There is both. Like, your heart chakra can be overactive or it can be underactive, just like all of our chakras. Like, but this energy is like, are you, and it's not to say that relationships are transactional, that you need to always be like, you know, somebody's giving and then somebody's receiving. No, but it's like, you know, in your heart, like, what energy have you been in? Are you can't, I know it sounds cliche, but you can't pour from an empty cup. And we need to tap into that energy and release anything that's blocking that balance under this lunar eclipse in Libra. Eight of Swords. Yep. If you're feeling stuck, it is a mental prison. It is a self-imposed prison. That is what is happening in this card. You know, she's kind of tied up and kind of blindfolded, but if she really wanted to, she could get out of there. You know, there's nothing completely stopping her. The Eight of Swords is, you need to figure out the limiting beliefs and the mental blockages so you can get out of those swords. Swords is like the most uncomfortable suit of the tarot. It is like the one that's like, not the hardest to get through, but it's like, really, it's kind of harsh energy. But there's ways through it. There is ways through it. And the last two cards here, we have the Hanged Man and the High Priestess. Again, you want to be on top, you want to get unstuck, you got to trust yourself. You got to trust your intuition. You got to tap into your High Priestess energy. Again, this is very like eclipse energy of like, this is also the card of Pisces. But it's like, the Hanged Man is kind of what I recommend you kind of do during eclipse season, is be like, let it happen, let the energies happen, you know, work with it, but also don't fight it, and trust yourself and trust that your gut, that your intuition knows what's up. And that's going to get you through this eclipse season nice and unscathed. All right, let's clarify with my new deck. This is the Botticelli tarot. It's very like gilded and sparkly golden and that classic Botticelli art. But I've been obsessed with this since I got it for my birthday. What else do we need to know? We'll just do like three more. Just a little clarification. Before we move on to our yoga class, which, by the way, you totally don't have to do the yoga unless you want to. If you want to try just, you know, working through these energies in a physical way. I also put out full free yoga classes here on my channel for every new moon and full moon, and just because. But yeah, it's all levels friendly. But again, if you're just here for the astrology and tarot, that's fine too. All right, no chaos mode today. Let's just get, who's that at the bottom of the deck? The lovers. Ooh, the lovers at the bottom of the deck. All right. Nine of Swords, of course. Is that the Wheel of Fortune? It is the Wheel of Fortune. And the Fool. That is kind of a creepy looking fool. I'm not going to lie. It's kind of scary, but we'll take it. So, and the Lovers, like I said, at the bottom of the deck. Card of Gemini, card of making a choice, but Nine of Swords, the Wheel, and the Fool. We are stressing about this new path, this new way forward. It's gonna, it's good. We have the Fool and the Wheel of Fortune, change in fortune, the wheel, the cycle of life. The Wheel of Fortune is kind of the halfway point in the tarot. Like, we have the Fool is the beginning, the world is the end. The Wheel of Fortune is that card that's like right midway of when the wheel starts to turn and that cycle starts to turn, and we kind of make a turning point, right? But we're stressing. The Nine of Swords is a card of stress, and this person's actually kind of praying in this card. The Nine of Swords traditionally is like a person laying in bed, waking up from a nightmare, still being in the nightmare. We stressing. I know we are. That just comes with eclipse and retrograde season. But know that the wheel is turning. I want you to see like how shiny these cards are. The wheel is turning, my friends. The new cycle is starting. And the new journey is coming. The Fool, card 0. The entirety of the tarot is the Fool's journey. The Fool is fresh starts, new beginnings. Does involve taking a leap of faith, though. But I think, you guys, I make a lot of SpongeBob references here. Y'all know when SpongeBob and Patrick and Squidward get trapped in that kelp forest and they have the magic conch, and they pull it and they're like, what do we do? Like, how do we get out of the forest? And they pull it and it's like, nothing. And Squidward is like, no, like he freaks out, but SpongeBob and Patrick are like, okay. And so they literally just sit there with like blank stares on their faces, and then all that food like falls from the sky. That's like the vibe of eclipse season. It's like, trust that, your manifestations will come through, and trust your intuition. And yes, that doesn't mean we just stop doing everything. We can still work on our goals and stuff. But you have to trust yourself. You have to trust that the wheel is turning, that like the universe is moving. And I know it's very stressful to release control, but sometimes we gotta listen to the magic conch, okay? So all that being said, my friends, I hope you have a wonderful next couple of weeks, wonderful rest of your March. I do usually put these out weekly, but like I said, I will be in Salem, Massachusetts for my Witchcraft and Wellness Retreat. I do host those all over the country. All of my retreats for 2024 are sold out. 2025 coming soon, but if you want to see all the Salem content, that'll be on my Instagram and my TikTok. And yeah, we're going to get this yoga class done. So maybe I'll see you back on my mat. Either way, don't forget to like, comment, save, subscribe, share. Maybe come join us in the membership if you want live yoga, live tarot, live workshops. We have a great time. If you want an online coven, that's what the membership is. So I will see you lovely soon. Have a wonderful eclipse season, and I'll catch you come Mercury retrograde. I'll be back on April 1st, back in that weekly vibe. So I'm going to go back on my mat. Maybe I'll see you in yoga. Maybe I'll see you next time, and have a great couple weeks, y'all. All right, my friends, welcome to our yoga class for the next couple of weeks. We're pretty much going to do fiery heart openers. That's the vibe of this lunar eclipse in Aries. We have all this stuff, not Aries, this lunar eclipse in Libra. Then we have all this stuff happening in Aries. It's that balance between Aries and Libra, where these eclipses are on that axis. And we're going to tap basically into that energy and the Libra energy of opening our hearts. And then, of course, Aries season is starting, our spring equinox. I also do have a full class specifically for the spring equinox for Astra here on my channel as well. I did post that to the community tab, so that is there for you as well. So, my friends, we're going to get into it. Now, I do recommend you have any props that you need for your practice. I have my blocks up here at the top of my mat. I have my strap here. We're going to breathe. We're going to tap into our inner fire. Aries rules our solar plexus chakra. That's our chakra of personal power of fire. It's here in our core. And then Libra rules the heart chakra. So we're going to get into the heart openers as well, and just get a little fiery with it. So we are going to get started at the top of our mats. I'm going to grab my blocks here, put them right there just for when I need them. So we're going to get started at the top of our mats in our Tadasana mountain pose. So we're standing nice and tall. Feet can be hips distance, a little wider, a little shorter, whatever feels right and good to you and your body. You can have your arms at either side of you, active hands, active fingers, like we're shooting energy out of the palms of our hands. We're standing tall as if someone is pulling a string from the top of our heads. And you can keep the eyes open or closed here as we start to breathe. So we're just bringing our awareness to our breath. We're not changing anything about it just yet. We're just noticing as it goes in and out. Using your breath as a tool to bring you to the right here, the right now, the present moment. And maybe notice what's happening in the body as you breathe. Maybe those shoulders rise, the chest expands, the belly expands, we take up space. And on the exhale, a gentle grounding, a gentle release. Now we're going to tap into a certain type of breath work here. It's called our Ujjayi breath, and this is our warrior's breath. It is a very kind of heated, fiery breath, and that's what we're going to work on to kind of spark that inner fire inside our solar plexus chakra. So our Ujjayi breath is in and out through the nose, but it is an audible breath. So you can hear it, and the person, if you were in like a studio, the person next to you might be able to hear it. So it's in and out through the nose. But on the exhale, so you're going to breathe in through the nose, and on the exhale, you're going to create this kind of rumble or a growl in the back of your throat, almost as if you were kind of trying to fog up a window, like, you know, when you're trying to get that condensation on the window and you're like that, except your mouth is going to be closed. So in through the nose, and then out through the nose with that growl in the back of your throat. So it's a very audible breath. I also call it Darth Vader breath because it does kind of have that Darth Vader sound to it. So again, in through the nose and then out through the nose. And you have that rumble in the back of your throat. Now I want you to continue about 5 to 7 breaths just like that in our standing Tadasana mountain pose. Just tap into that Ujjayi breath. Continue that Ujjayi breath for a few more and feel that warmth start to fill your body up. Feel that inner fire starting to grow inside of your belly, inside of your heart space. And I encourage you to stick with this Ujjayi breath. I'll remind you throughout your practice to bring it back in. So as we start to invite in some movement, some flow, remember that Ujjayi breath. Now we're going to start with some half sun salutes with a bit of a heart opener here. So on the inhale, we're going to reach those arms up overhead, really lengthen the spine. On the exhale, remember that Ujjayi breath. Goalpost the arms, drop the head back, open the heart. Inhale, we reach up. Exhale, we fold over the legs. Now this is our first forward fold of class. So do what feels good here. Maybe you want to widen the feet a bit to honor and make space for the belly and thighs. Maybe you want to grab for opposite elbows or sway from side to side. Again, remembering your Ujjayi breath here. Go ahead and find stillness. Hands can come to blocks or to the shins. Press into them. Inhale for a halfway lift, flat spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach and rise to standing. And exhale, hands to the heart center. We're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale, reach those arms up, really lengthen. Exhale, fold. Remember your Ujjayi breath. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach and rise to standing. Exhale, hands to heart center. One more time here. We inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, goalpost the arms. I think we might have forgot the heart opener last time. That's my bad. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach and rise to standing. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take a few of those Ujjayi breaths here. Those hands at your heart. Maybe tapping into that heart chakra here. Perhaps visualizing a warm green light radiating out from your heart as the color of our Anahata chakra. All right, my friends, we're just going to do a standing warrior flow here because I feel like warrior postures are very Aries in nature, you know, and that Ujjayi breath, our warrior's breath. So starting from standing, I'm going to bring my hands to my hips. I'm going to bring my right foot to center. I'm going to step my left foot back into my warrior one, my Virabhadrasana one. So my stance isn't as wide as it would be in like a lunge, it's a little bit shorter. My back leg is straight. I'm bending into this front leg. This knee is going over the ankle. Now I find my stable base here, and then I square my torso and hips off to the front of the mat. And then I inhale my arms up. And I'm going to focus on my Ujjayi breath here for a few breaths. Now take a nice big inhale here. Exhale, step back to the top of your mat. We'll take it to the other side. So hands to hips, left foot comes center, right foot steps back, setting up for my warrior one. On the left side, bending that knee over the ankle, back leg is straight, finding my stable base, squaring off. Inhale those arms up and focus on that Ujjayi breath. Nice big inhale here. Exhale, step back to center. We're going to do each side one more time. So from standing, hands on hips, right foot to center, left foot steps back into that warrior one. Virabhadrasana one, setting myself up, squaring off, inhaling arms up. Ujjayi breath. Nice big inhale here. Exhale, step it forward, switch sides. Left foot center, right foot back. Find that Virabhadrasana one. Inhale the arms up. Ujjayi breath. Nice big inhale. Exhale, step it to center. You can shake it out if that feels good. And we'll meet in our Tadasana mountain pose. We'll inhale, reach those arms up. Exhale, goalpost the arms, find that heart opener. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, release and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Now from this fold, I'm going to come down to a tabletop. So you can either plant your hands on your blocks or onto the mat. Gently step back one foot, step back the other. You can go to a downward dog first if you'd like, and then release into table. Or you can just come to your tabletop. Our tabletop pose. Shoulder, elbow, wrist are stacked, hips are stacked over the knees. We're going to go right into our cat-cow flow here, warm up the spine. And I encourage you to do this cat-cow with your Ujjayi breath. So inhale, we lift the chin, open the heart, arching the back, maybe sticking the booty out. And on the exhale, Ujjayi breath, we tuck the pelvis, tuck the chin to chest, dome out the shoulders, round the back. Inhale, open. Exhale, Ujjayi breath, round. Now you can do 5 to 7 more of these on your own breath. Again, tapping into that Ujjayi breath, linking breath to movement, and doing what feels good. Find your flow here. Finish up this last round. When you're ready, return to a neutral spine. Now we're going to work on a bit of balance, a bit of core here, tap into both the Aries and the Libra energies. So I'm going to bring my left knee kind of to center here so I can lift my right leg up. And I'm bending at the knee here. And my right foot is pointed up towards the ceiling. So you can feel that core kind of activate here as we stay balanced with this leg lifted. On the inhale, I'm going to lengthen the spine, lift the chin, and I'm going to press this back foot up towards the ceiling. And on the exhale, I'm going to crunch this knee in. I'm going to tuck my chin to chest. I'm going to round the spine. I'm really going to squeeze the core as if I'm trying to touch my forehead to my knee. Of course, it doesn't have to touch. And then I'm going to inhale, lengthen, and press that foot up and back. So we're going to do this on our Ujjayi breath. So again, inhale, exhale, squeeze. Inhale, press that foot up and back, lengthen the spine. Exhale, crunch and squeeze, Ujjayi breath. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale, squeeze. You got one more. Inhale and exhale, really squeeze it. Inhale, lengthen one more time, and exhale, release that right leg down. We'll switch sides so that right knee comes to center. This left knee lifts, bending the knee, pointing the toe up towards the ceiling. Feel that core engage, and then we'll inhale, really press that foot up, lengthen the spine. Exhale, tuck and squeeze the core, Ujjayi breath. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Two more. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale, squeeze. And last time, inhale and exhale, release. You can kind of shake it out here. All right, my friends, we're gonna lower down to our bellies, continue to tap into this heart space and our Ujjayi breath. So my hands are underneath my shoulders. My elbows are squeezed into my sides. We're gonna flow through a low cobra with our Ujjayi breath. So I'm gonna inhale, just lift the head, the chest, the shoulders. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. 3 more. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Last one, inhale. And exhale. All right, my lovelies, you can bring your forearms in front of you, coming to our Sphinx pose. So my forearms are straight out in front of me, my palms are pressed into the mat, my upper body is lifted, and I'm pressing my shoulders actively down and away from my ears. This is our Sphinx pose. Now you can tap into that Ujjayi breath here. And if you'd like to get into the cervical spine, you can shake your head from side to side. And of course, we wouldn't be tapping into the Aries energy if my Aries dog, Jack, didn't start barking. So if you hear him, I do apologize. He can't help himself. His birthday is April 9th. All right, my friends, you can come to stillness if you're moving your head. We're going to plant our palms into the mat, press into them, and straighten the arms. So we're in kind of like a variation of our high cobra here. And now what we're going to do is tap into our Ujjayi breath and then start to walk the hands back. Take your time. Remember you're breathing. And we're walking our hands back all the way until they're underneath the shoulders and we're in our high cobra. Now our high cobra, our hips are pressed into the mat. Our shoulders are pressed down and away from our ears. And we're tapping into our Ujjayi breath here, lifting the chin, opening up the heart. Now you can take a nice big inhale here. Exhale, press those hips back. You can open the knees, try and make space for the belly and thighs. Press all the way back into a child's pose. So we're bringing our head and our chest down to the mat, extending our arms out. And you can tap into that Ujjayi breath here. Let that heat from that warrior's breath fill you up. Now this is where I will leave you, my friends. I recommend spending at least 5 to 10 breaths here in your child's pose. And then you can go about your day, go about your week, tapped into these energies. I hope you have a wonderful couple of weeks, my friends. I will see you back here in a short time. Till then, I hope you have a wonderful lunar eclipse. And I'll see you next time, my friends.